friends, welcome back to my channel. Sass here. I'm here to do the review of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. It was alright. It was okay. Let's talk about it. Alright? First, let's talk about Larissa. Next, I told y'all last week, she is bringing nothing but fakeness, lies, a bad acting job, and then that Eric. Moving on. I'm not talking about Larissa. Let's talk about Paul and Kareem. Okay? Firestarter was all up. Did y'all see him in that trash bag? Looking for some nail clippers for that baby. Y'all, Kareem fed up. She's tired. She's in that storage unit. They can't even watch Netflix. I don't even think it's a TV in there. I mean, she is tired of Paul. She's tired of being. They can't go out nowhere and get some fresh air. She gotta be stuck inside the storage unit all the time. Child. So then she is trying to talk to Paul. Paul is looking for these baby nail clippers. Okay. Then the train goes by. Okay. They can't communicate. It's getting on Kareem's nerves. Okay. Kareem was like, I can't stand the train. I can't stand it. And so Paul, honey, throwing some low-key shade. Paul was like, oh, so you don't like the train, but you don't mind the little da-da-da-da-da-da. You don't mind those gunshots and the yelling and the screaming, but a train shaking. The storage unit, oh, it gets on your nerves. You know it fits. Oh, it's a mess. And then Kareem was like, I was like, girl. So, basically, long story short, because I'm not going to keep these two. Long story short, Kareem said you need to work. Now, I know you got a criminal background, and I knew this when I married you. But you need to get a job, okay? We have nothing. I'm tired of it. I want better living conditions. And Paul said, listen, I'm doing what I can. I'm doing the best. I'm feeding you, ain't I? We found this beautiful place, didn't I? I found this place, didn't I? Why are you whining and griping and complaining? And she's like, you always on your phone. And he was like, yeah, I'm networking. I'm making connections. Paul, what connections you making? Who are you talking to? Huh? Who are you talking to? You talking to people, that have to do with this show? Okay? Are you talking to 90 Day Fiance people to try to give you an advancement in pay? I need to know who you talking to, because, see, the place you need to be talking to is Mickey D's. Okay, the place you need to be talking to is McDonald's, is Burger King. The place you need to be talking to is Hardee's, Bojangles, Biscuitville, Taco Bell. Okay, that's where you need to be talking to, but, you networking and connections. Okay? Because I know for sure that all those places I named hire felons. Now yours was on the spectrum, high spectrum. Because see, you like to flick a bit and burn things down. So that's high. So they ain't going to put you near the grill. Honey, they gonna put you somewhere clean. See, janitorial work. That's what you do. Get into some janitorial work. Paul said he tried, y'all. Paul said he tried. Kareem said that ain't good enough. I'm giving you an ultimatum. You got 2 months to get yourself together, to get you a job, or I'm going to take myself and Pierre, and we going back to the gunshots and the yelling and the screaming. That's what we going to do. So, of course, Paul said, oh, my God, I had a pit in my stomach when she said that. That just broke me down. That just hurt my feelings. I just can't think about losing my family. Let's move on. All right, let's talk about this fight that never happened, child. I'm just going to get into it. Andre, and Elizabeth. So as we know, the 90-Day Fiance producers are full of crap. I hope that every night one of them stubbed their toe on something, on the edge of a dresser, on the edge of a desk, on the edge of the bed. I hope one of you all 90-day producers out there stub your toe. That's what you do, and I hope it's your pinky. You got us out here all hyped up seeing Andre get busted in the mouth. See some type of fight? Nothing. What we get Elmer the Fudd and Daffy Duck. That's what we got. What happened to the good old days? Y'all remember when Chantel's brawl? Y'all remember that? Chantel's brawl, honey, that was it right there. You want to talk about honey, the whole family was involved. But oh no. We get a little, why don't you back up? Why don't you? I don't know. Well, that's what we get. Anyway, so Andre and Elizabeth's brother is chest to chest, and Elizabeth, stop it, and they get, broke apart, and Andre is F you, the brother is like F you, then the brother is like, what's his name, Charlie. Charlie was like, I'm an American. Okay, I can do and say whatever I want to. Why you keeping secrets? Why don't you want us to know about your past? We just asking simple questions. Andre was like, you ain't gonna be coming up in here, okay, being nosy. Don't worry about it. Okay, that's in the past. We in the present. Don't worry about what's going on with me. Just know that I am going to marry your sister again. That's what's going to happen. So then here comes the friends and the family, and they're talking about Charlie being a little bit aggressive. You asking too many questions. It ain't none of your business what happened to Ireland. Charlie was like, it is my business. I'm making it my business. Then the daddy was like saying, who acts like that? Why is he so defensive? Why he trying to fight my son? And then the daddy said, did y'all peep these scenes? The daddy said, what if he would beat up my son, knocked out my son? What would happen? That boy said, wait a minute. He ain't gonna knock me out. I was about it. Listen, Charlie, I really wanted you to bust him in the mouth. I really wanted you to bust him. But Andre is a big boy, and he was a bouncer. But listen, you can always go for the kneecaps. See, when I took that self-defense class, the guy told me go straight for the eyes. That's what the guy told me. Right there. Go for the eyes or go for the throat. It'll take a grown man down just like that, okay? So, that's what you should have did, Charlie. You should have went, that's what you should have did. And then proceed to stomp him in his face. But no, none of that happened. Y'all thought this was, Looney Tunes. So anyway, it was back and forth, cussing, yelling, screaming. And here is Elizabeth. I don't want to be in the middle. I'll stop it. I don't want to be in the middle. Child, everybody tore up from the floor. Honey, Andre was drunk. Charlie was drunk. Red in the face. Honey, it was just a big old mess. So it was time for Andre and Elizabeth to get up and leave. So they get up and leave. They go outside. They're fussing, okay? And they're doing all this, all right? Elizabeth can't understand why Andre is trying to fight, her brother. And then Andre goes back in there talking about, I'm about to F him up. He calls his brother out. His brother's like, you need to calm down, dude. Calm down. And so here comes Andre. You're on their side. You're taking their side. You're not even taking my side. You're taking their side. The brother said, I'm not taking anybody's side. But you need to calm down. You can't be fighting your brother-in-law. So then here comes Andre's brother talking about, I understand why Andre is upset. He's hot-headed. He's mad. He done had a little too much to drink. But also Charlie is asking too many questions. He being too nosy. And he got on Andre's nerves. So Andre was about to handle it. Then here comes the sister-in-law. Elizabeth over there stomping and screaming and yelling. Sister-in-law was like, Elizabeth, I was like, child. See, if y'all would have let them fight, we wouldn't have had all this. So anyway, so Andre and Elizabeth leaves. Elizabeth is upset. Honey, she left her daddy and her brother in the restaurant. Her daddy and the brother still in the restaurant, okay? He gets upset. He leaves. The daddy's trying to explain. Child, bottom line is that these people, bottom line is they married. Elizabeth and Andre are married. So like I said, whatever happened in Ireland, whatever happened in Moldova, whatever happened, it don't matter. Elizabeth is married to him. Do you think that if she finds out that he done did something, tragic or terrible, you think she gonna leave him? Honey, it's gonna have to be a HOMICIDE. That's what it's gonna have to be. Because she ain't going nowhere. So all this shoulda, woulda, what you do, what you did, and why you did it, it don't even matter. And guess what, Papa Elizabeth? You're still gonna pay for this wedding after all of the disrespect, after all of the yelling, after all of the almost fisticuffs. You're still gonna pay for the wedding. Even though Andre told y'all to pack your bags. See, that's your key right there. Honey, if you didn't think, I would have got up and said, come on, Daddy. Daddy, come on. We leaving. Now see, while we packing our bags, my dad's gonna pack his wallet. Honey, I bet you Andre would have sat down and shut up then. All big and bad, knowing you ain't got 2 dimes to rub together. And you talk about pack your stuff. And see, listen, whether they're asking questions or not, it may be mute. It is mute because she ain't going nowhere. But without Elizabeth's dad and without Elizabeth being a weenie himself and taking care of his daughter and son-in-law, they wouldn't have nothing. Elizabeth's dad has taken care of them and he's taking care of this wedding. Next week, Andre's going to have to do a whole lot of apologizing. And I got a feeling he is. He done sobered up and he is going to apologize to Elizabeth's dad and brother. He is. What a mess, y'all. What did y'all think about it? Child. Let's move on. Now, let's talk about Michael and Angela. This is going to be nothing different. We know what's happening here. If Angela don't have children, will Michael leave her? Didn't we talk about this last week, y'all? Do Michael really think that Angela can carry a child? So they're on a boat. And here they are talking about Angela not being able to carry children. And if she don't carry children, will Michael leave her? Michael says no. Michael says, I love you. Yes, you know this is what I want. Okay. You know I want to have a child. But if it's somehow, some way you can't carry it, listen, I'm in it to win it. And so Angela was like, okay. She was like, you know what, Michael? Sometimes you have to look out for yourself. Sometimes you're going to have to go against your family and your culture. And so Michael said, no. We are Nigerian. I'm a Nigerian man. This is my culture. This is how I am my whole life. And there's nothing that can change that. But see, I'm doing a whole lot to appease you too. Because see, Angela says that she has bent over backwards for this relationship. She has flew back and forth. I'm sure money on top of money. And she just feels like that Michael needs to stand up to his family and say, listen, mind your business. If she don't have a child, it's okay. I'm going to, still stay with her. And you're going to have to deal with it. But, of course, Michael said, that is not my way. Angela, how are you going to tell this man who is Nigerian, How are you going to tell him to go against his culture when you chose to get involved and marry a Nigerian man? See, you keep saying when he comes to the United States, he ain't going to change you. Okay? So how is it that you go to Nigeria and try to change him? You chose to be with a Nigerian man, which means that you might as well deal with the culture. Now, you know when you started dating him, he wanted kids. And you knew in your heart of hearts that you are not going to have no child. But both of y'all put on this front like it's possible. Child, get out of here with that. I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of it. So then he was like, don't worry about it. I'm here for you. It's me and you. Ride or die. And so that made Angela feel better about herself. Okay, she was like, thank you, thank you. Then here comes Michael. Well, but we're going to have a little, roadblock. We got to worry about mommy. Angela was like, oh, no, we don't have to worry about your mama. Your mama gave her blessing. Her mama gave her blessing. And so Michael was like, yeah, but mommy thought that you will be able to carry a child. You had that one egg. That's what mommy thought. So she gave a blessing. Now, when she found out that you can't carry no child, that's a different story. And so here comes Angela. Angela's like, maybe you need to stand on your own 2 feet and you need to tell mommy and the rest of the crew, even if you don't agree or you don't give another blessing, I am still going to marry the woman I love. Angela said, be daggone with your mama. Sometimes you got to say, be daggone with your mama. If it's for the woman, you lose. So here they are. They're still, trying to do the wedding. As usual, they got to go and, look for a cake. Y'all remember the cakes, don't you? How many cakes have she done smashed in Michael's face? So they going cake testing. All right, now who's there? His half-sister and his auntie. Honey, that auntie something else, ain't she? Child, honey, they over there, they talking, and they talking about the wedding, and he's saying, listen, Angela wants a big wedding. She wants a big wedding like in America. And then they talk about, listen, a big wedding means big money. All right, we got to pay for all this. And so the auntie was like, you know what? You are marrying Michael, okay? And so as a family, we would like to contribute to said wedding. I said, that sure is sweet. So Michael's side of the family is going to put in a little bit of money for the wedding. I thought that was nice. So anyway, so Michael and Angela are talking, and then, child, here comes the baby. So Angela said, listen, we went to a gynecologist, the gynecologist, the one with the GED. She said I had an egg. Well, I went to the United States, the one that has the PhD, and she said, yeah, don't. Okay. You're not carrying no child. Okay. I mean, good luck with that. That would be a miracle. And see, if you get pregnant, that's what we need in this show. Because, honey, I'm tired of talking about this. So she was like, it's a chance. It's a chance. It's a 99.99999999% that I can't have child. But see, there's always that .000000001% that my 86-year-old broad-back self can have a child. So she says, I'm just letting y'all know. So then she says, I'm just letting y'all know it's really more of a possibility I ain't having no youngin. So here is the aunt. Okay, here is the sister, half sister. Of course, the whole thing is, Nigerian men are to have a child. That's the bottom line. You are here to get married, and you are here to have children. You know this, Michael. You got this woman, you've been carrying this on. You've been carrying on for 3 years with this mess. You could have had 3 kids by now. So then the sister, or wasn't the auntie that was like, oh, well, you can always get a surrogate. It's okay. But see, Angela has already said ain't going to be none of that. It ain't going to be no second wife. It ain't going to be no concubine. It ain't going to be no going to the bedroom and bang real quick and get a girl pregnant. It ain't going to be none of that. Either Jesus himself places a baby inside me, or we ain't having no kids. Okay, y'all don't understand. So the cake come out, they tested the cake, and the cake is delicious, and anyway. Bottom line is, they are going to string this all together. And then as we see next week, what does Angela do? She throws a little fit. She gets up, and you hear that auntie. The auntie was like, see this attitude right here? Angela gets up and says the wedding's off. Angela has been there how many days? And how many days have she called off the wedding? I'm through with Angela and Michael. I can't talk about them no more. Let's move on, child. Let's move on. Now, all right, let's talk about Colt and Jess, honey. As we know, honey, Miss Debbie, child, Mama Colt, she was all up on the phone talking to Vanessa, talking about she was trying to check in on them 75 cats. Well, she let Colt and Jess know that she done talked to Vanessa. Now, y'all know Colt done told Jess that he no longer talks to Vanessa. He ain't heard from Vanessa. He ain't seen Vanessa. So Jess done found out that Colt was lying with his weeble wobble self. So Jess, she storms out, okay? Colt, he's talking to his mama, and honey, his mama trying real hard, ain't she? Honey, his mama said, now listen, the way she just acted, who does that remind you of? Who? Lil Russell. See, it started out real good between y'all. Sun dropped, lemon drops. Okay, Hershey kisses. Everything was lovey-dovey. Then you seen the real side of Larissa when she went upside your head a couple of times and you had to call the cops. But see, now you see Jess. Jess storming out, Jess cussing, Jess making a rumble. What you gonna do about it? See, I ain't telling you that you need to break up with her. But I'm telling you, you need to get rid of her. And I want to tell you, son, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, son. I'm so sorry. I had no idea that Jess didn't like Vanessa. I had no idea that she would have. I was just checking on the cats. Colt said that he done seen a side of Jess that he thought he would never see. But Colt also says that, listen, yeah, I know she's jealous. Yeah, I know she got a temper. But guess what? I love her. Okay? There's a good side to that girl. There's a softer side. All right? And I'm going to be with her. I just need to talk to her. I need to explain myself to her about Vanessa. And listen here, Mama, I'm hip to you. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to break up me and Jess. But guess what? It ain't going to happen. So here is Debbie. Debbie hearing all this. Honey, the more he said something positive about Jess, honey, her insides are exploding, child. She's saying all kinds of cuss words underneath that heavy tongue. Colt, I love Jess. Take on it. Colt, I want to be with Jess. Dog it. Colt, I love Jess. Oh. Colt, I'm going to marry Jess. Yeah, girl, what's up? Debbie was having a fit. She really thought that her little plan, like she was some super villain in a Marvel Comics movie. She really thought that her plan was going to work, child. It didn't work, honey. It didn't work. Now, did you get Jess fired up? Sure. But Colt ain't leaving her. Colt ain't going nowhere. It would have to be Jess that leave her. Okay, so anyway, here comes Colt. You know, Colt stands up and Colt says, listen, let me go find Jess. let me go talk her down from the ledge. Everything's going to be all right. And Debbie was like, are you sure, son? Are you sure? You know, you need to be sure that this is the road you want to go down. Remember Larissa? Larissa. Okay, remember that? Just be sure, son. So he was like, Mom, I'm sure. Let me go find Jess. And then here comes Debbie. Debbie was like, damn. Hey. I almost had it. So here is Colt looking for Jess. Okay, Jess, she was outside. Okay, now see, she got Vanessa's information from Colt's phone. Now when she did all this, I don't know, but she got it. And so she texted Vanessa and said, is it true that you have been talking and have been in communication with Colt? Vanessa said, sure enough, how? Vanessa's texting Jess back. I would have paid that dust. I would have texted her back. But she did. And so Jess got hot. She goes back inside, honey. She almost walked into the wall, child. She had to walk through the dining room to get to the elevators. Honey, she was just walking all over the place. So she gets up there to Colt, and honey, she starts throwing her shoes. She done called Colt all kinds of liar. You trash. You liar. You lied to me. I talked to Vanessa. She told me that y'all been talking. Honey, when I tell you she had that phone all up in Colt's face, she said, here, this was Colt. Oh. Honey, what about the cameraman? The cameraman was smashed up in the corner, but he's trying to get that perfect angle. I was like, if you don't move out the way. Honey, producers in the back running around, scattering like roaches. Jess didn't care, honey. Jess says, I'm leaving. You're trash. Trash. You're trash. That's what she said. I didn't call Colt trash. Jess called him trash. So she proceeds to just run around with no shoes on all over the floor. Going into the hallway, she got on the elevator. Colt's running after her, honey. He was just a weeble and the wobbler. They all smashed up in the elevator. Then it got hot. Probably somebody's breath stank. Honey, Jess done ran out of the elevator. She done went back in the room, packing up her stuff, put on her shoes. She called him called Colt garbage bag, trash, you a liar, I'm leaving you. Colt was like, calm down, I love you. Let's talk about this. Vanessa is my friend. I can't have friends. She said you can't have friends, you liar. And she said, I got one better for you. See, while you out here talking to Vanessa about said cats, I'm about to have my cat get abused. She said, I'm going to my exes. Because he said, where you going? She said, I'm going to my exes. And guess what? He gonna blow my back out. See, I ain't got to tell you on the down low. I don't have to tell you behind your back. I'm telling it to your face. My ex is about to blow my back out. That's what I'm about to do. You ain't doing it. You over there talking to your mom. Instead of coming after me to see how I'm doing, you talking to your mama. But you ain't blowing out my back. So my ex is. So he goes down. They go outside, honey. They still fussing. She done got her a cab. And honey, she burned the road up. Okay? So he's like, I am shocked. I am shocked that she's acting like this. And then he says, she threw a shoe at me, and it has heels. Honey, Cole was all distraught, honey. He was sweating, he was all red, honey. It was a hot mess. Honey, she done said, I'm sleeping with my ex, and Cole was like, she said that she was going to go to an ex. He was like, oh my God. Hopefully she will return. And we can talk about it. think about that, honey, I had a good old laugh. Honey, I had a good old chuckle when she said I'm going to sleep with my ex. I was like, ooh, Jess, you better do it. Lord have mercy. That tickled me. Let's move on. All right, last and least, let's talk about Kalani and Asuelu. Now listen, they are in Washington. As we know, the night before, honey, that child, that kid is adorable. But don't he cry a lot? Clingy, very clingy, honey, all that crying. I said, child. And he does have a pacifier. Anyway, so it's the next day, and Asuelu says that, you know, he was tired, he was grumpy, and he had to apologize to Kalani about, you know, him cussing and fussing and throwing, you know, luggage all over the place. Again, he had to apologize for acting like a child. But while he's sitting there, he says that there was some little girl he seen a shadow of a little girl in the doorway about ghosts. Now, I'm not going to talk about, do I believe in ghosts? Do you all believe in ghosts? But my whole thing, why was the ghost there? Okay, was it the ghost of responsibility? Was it a ghost of maturity? Did this ghost have a job application that you can work full time? Was it the ghost of employment? See, that's all I worry about. So anyway, they were talking about the house had ghosts and how he's, you know, worried about this house, the Airbnb's haunted, whatever. So here comes Kalani's sister, you know. As we know, Kalani's sister don't care for Asuelu, and Asuelu really don't care for that sister. But her sister's there for support for Kalani, because, you know, in case Kalani needs some backup from his mama and his two sisters. And from what we seen, honey, the sister came right at a good time. So anyway, so they meet up with the mama and the sisters, and one of the sisters is deaf. Now, if I had a sister, it's just me, no judgment, but if I had a sister who's deaf, I would learn sign language, the whole family, because you would want to communicate with your sister. They don't know sign language except for one. I mean, it is Asuelu. I guess that's expected too much. I mean, you know. Like somebody said in the comments a way back, we are shocked that he made it to the bus stop. But I think he gonna learn sign language, child. Stop. Anyway, so his mama goes up to him and proceeds to kiss him. Y'all, why she kiss him like that? Y'all, hello? You still with me? Are y'all still here? Are you still here? Answer me. Why she kiss him like that? I mean, like Kalani said, I was a little thrown back by that. That made me uncomfortable. What you doing kissing him all up in the mouth? And so then, Kalani said to Asuelu, you know, that's a little bit weird. Okay? Why is she kissing you like that? Don't you think that's weird? And he was like, no, she did this to me. She was like, Kalani said, oh no, she didn't. Oh no, she didn't. She did this to you. So of course, Kalani called him out and said that that is something she ain't never seen, and it's weird, and it's inappropriate. Okay? She ain't got no business kissing you all up in the mouth for a good 30 seconds. And so he storms off. His feelings hurt. He embarrassed. Okay? He does what he does. So they go to this place. They're in Portland. Wherever they was at in Portland was beautiful. Did y'all see how beautiful it was? Ooh, beautiful. So it just seemed like a good little place to hang out. You know, it just seemed so nice. So anyway, they find a little food truck place, honey, where it's all these food trucks lined up, and you said, child, I would have a field day up in there. So of course, Asuelu, his family, of course, he's taking care of the bill. So here they go to one food truck that serves like fancy grilled cheeses. And so he was like, the best of the best of the best. Whatever. Let's order all the grilled cheeses. What type of cheese y'all using? Now see, I know you're not using welfare cheese. I know you're not using Velveeta. Oh, you using that stinky feet cheese. You using Gouda. You using that fresh cheese, fresh mozzarella. Child. And so Kalani was like, what are you ordering? He was like, oh no, the man said, he just put it on here. I told him the best of the best of the best. Money's no object. So they take the food and they're getting to know each other. They're talking. Y'all know it's already tension because Asuelu's family is all about money, 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 money. Hey, money. And so here comes the mama. Where my money at? Now, see, I know I ain't seen you in a year, and I ain't seen my grandkids in a year, but see, the only thing they do is cry, and they cling to the mama. They ain't got nothing to do with us. So, where the money at, and how much you giving? 100. What you say? 100. I didn't hear that. Say it again. 100. Now, I know you lying. You gonna give mommy 100? It better be an extra zero on there. 100. Oh no. Even the girl, the deaf girl, she was like, what? She was like, let me see. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The deaf girl was even like, oh no. She was like, She was like, I know not. And so he said, 100. Child, honey, why he say that? So the daughter, the sister says that that you're supposed to be giving mommy $1,000. He said, listen, I ain't got it. I don't have it. All right? I would love to give her 1,000, but I got kids. I have a family. I talked it over with Kalani, and we decided we can only give you what we have. We don't have it. And even Kalani said, listen, your brother works part-time at a smoothie shop, and I'm a stay-at-home mama. We don't have $1,000 to give you. And so here comes that sister talking about, can't you get a full-time job? Honey, let me tell you something, sister. That's for us to critique. That's for us to make fun of Asuelu about. Don't you be saying nothing. So Asuelu was like, listen, we've been trying. I've been trying to get a full-time job. I've been putting in applications. Did y'all see how Kalani looked at him? I bet you she was pinching him underneath that table. And she was like, man, you know you lying. You ain't been doing nothing but playing volleyball. So anyway, so here comes the mother. The mother was like, you know that the family looks after each other. F your kids. F your wife. You find a way to give me money. I got to give money to the church. We got to give money to extra family members. It ain't just about me. We got to distribute to everybody. And back home in Samoa. $100. That's all he kept saying. Even though I will say Asuelu did a great job. He showed some maturity. He had his wife's back. He did not bend. He did not throw her underneath the bus. He said that as a couple, we talked about it. We don't have much money. We have kids, and you ain't getting it. You either take that $100 or you ain't getting nothing. And see, Kalani was like, $100 is a lot of money. And that sister was like, to who? To us. To us. And honey, Kalani was on it. Kalani was like, how much do you see? Honey, you can hear crickets. Honey, that sister was boiling inside. If she could have reached across that table, she could. She would have. And she was like, don't worry about it. It's none of your business. Now see, at this moment, friends, when she said, it's none of your business, it would have been on. It will be known. Oh, not only is it my business, I'm going to tell you about yourself. See, you worried about what's in my wallet. You worried about my carrying money. You worried about what I'm doing. Okay? You think I'm going to spend $1,000 and you ain't contributed nothing? Oh, it's my business because, see, you made it mine. anyway, so the sister got on the defensive, and then here comes the mama. Don't talk to my daughter. It's about my son. So here's Asuelu. Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. Y'all just calm down now. So the mama says, okay, all right. I get what you're saying, but guess what? I'm leaving. So her and her swolled up jacket, honey, got up and got out. She was like, no, I'm going home. So here's Asuelu. Mom. Now let me tell y'all something. I've already expressed how I felt about that whole situation. You ain't getting a dime from me. You wouldn't even get 100. Because obviously you care more about money than my family. Again, you didn't spend no time with the grandbabies when it was down home. You ain't seen them in a year? And you worried about $1,000? Now maybe it's more to it, I don't know. But I just feel like that is extremely selfish. Now, if you are in need, I will help. But I'm not here to keep up a church and to keep up Asuelu's 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th cousins. Absolutely not. When you got a daughter here who's not contributing nothing. But she's all about family. Our family comes first. F your kids, F your wife. Who cares if they starve? Alright guys, now I know you're wondering, am I going to talk about Tanya and St. John? I am not. I'm not talking about Tanya and St. John because I don't want to. Honey, they brought nothing. I just can't, no. If y'all want to talk about Tanya and St. John down below, y'all, do y'all know that when I read the comments and I reply back to y'all, nobody ever brings up Tanya and St. John. I love y'all. Now see, I'll probably talk about them next week, but this week, I don't feel like talking about them, y'all. Is that okay? I know it is, because y'all love me. So, that's it. Leave all comments down below. Alright? What do y'all think about Asuelu and Kalani the child? What do y'all think about his family? Ain't that something? Anyway, y'all know the routine. To my new subbies, welcome to the family. That's what you do. Hit that subscribe button. So, anyway, don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, friends.